Vodka martini, extra dirty. Relationships. What a racket.
A shell game to conceal who you really are.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to go ahead and actually review something that's on network television and streaming service. I'm going to go ahead and actually review The Company You Keep. Now this premiered on Hulu on February 19th, and it has roughly about 11 episodes available on Hulu, and they're roughly about 44 minutes apiece. This also is actually showing currently on ABC Network. Okay? Now, this actually follows a con man, Charlie, and undercover CIA officer, Emma. A night of passion leads to love between the pair, who knowingly are on a collision course professionally. While Charlie ramps up the family business so he can go and actually get out for good, Emma's closing in on a vengeful criminal who holds Charlie's family's debt in hand, forcing them to reckon with the lies that they've told so that they can save themselves and their families from disastrous consequences. So that is actually what the storyline is for The Company You Keep. And who's this for? This is going to go and actually be for fans of crime drama. There are like a bunch of different series and movies that this series really takes elements from. For me, it actually most closely resembles Mr. and Mrs. Smith, framed around the show Leverage. So as I like most of the elements and themes that this series centers on, I will go ahead and actually consider myself a main on this one. And I'll dig a little bit deeper to go ahead and actually make the comparisons for you casual streamers out there as well. So if you like what you hear here and you really want to hear more, please click like, share, subscribe. But let me get into this review so you can go ahead and actually determine if it's worth your time. Most crime dramas center around the chemistry within relationships. Like if we're dealing with thieves, we must really like the dynamic within the team. Or you really feel like they're a powder keg ready to blow, so that that relationship is just like tenuous at best, and we're just kind of waiting for it to explode, right? So in this one, we go and actually have the Khan family in this group is Charlie, played by Milo Ventimiglia. Oh my goodness, I'm totally murdering this man's name. Peter Petrelli from Heroes. That's who it is. His sister Birdie, who's played by Sarah Wayne Callies, and their parents, Fran, played by Polly Draper, and Leo, played by William Fichtner. Now, all of these are veteran actors. They've been in outstanding roles before, nothing that we haven't seen in. Like, all of these are people that know what they're doing in the industry. Honestly, even with all these veteran actors, first off, I honestly don't buy their family dynamic. I just don't. I like, but I don't love the Charlie character. He's supposed to be like the main protagonist, kind of like the head of the family type of thing at this point in time. And he just doesn't come off as a legit front man or mastermind behind their cons. It just doesn't work for me. And considering how the show begins, the show damages him off top by having him have the blind spot of being like a romantic. And it's shown to be kind of a weakness for him just off the top. So we're just automatically associating this weakness with him of who's supposed to be this front man and incredible con guy or whatever. And it doesn't work. You've already gone ahead and actually demystified him at this point. Now, I do like the father character, and William Fichtner is a great character actor, and I really like him, and he plays his role well. The mother and daughter characters aren't compelling. They're okay. They're not horrible, but nothing that really stands out for me for those characters. Now, the other two main level characters here are the CIA agent as Emma, as previously intonated in the storyline. That's played by Catherine Heine Kim, and the main bad guy, Daphne, played by Felicia Terrell. Now, both of those characters are done decently, but again, I'm not drawn in by either one of them. So the acting for this series is decent, but it's nothing that you'd be excited for as a main streamer. If this is like if you're the target audience, there's nothing compelling about these characters, their dynamic or what have you, and so not a whole lot to grab onto there. The story or premise are usually the other thing that you can hang your hat on as a main target audience for this type of genre. The premise of intertwined criminal and law enforcement can be good, of those two kind of, romance or family, whatever the case may be. That's a trope that's been out there before, and it can be done pretty well. But you have to believe in the couple, and you have to have an organic relationship, and it has to work within the story that's being told. I don't really feel the chemistry between Charlie and Emma here. Some of it is just like kind of like a feeling type of thing, intangible, that's not really describable. Some of it is kind of due to the dialogue that they're given to go and actually work with. It seems very stilted. It seems kind of like this is not what people would actually go and actually say if they were kind of infatuated with each other or whatever. The dialogue is kind of clumsy or stilted or what have you. They kind of have this, also in these first two episodes, they kind of have this back and forth of should we, shouldn't we, should we, shouldn't we. And this is they don't even know that they're on the opposite sides of the law, but they're already kind of back and forth of should we, shouldn't we. And so that is annoying in the very beginning. So outside of them not having very good chemistry and having stilted dialogue, the dynamic in those first two episodes really kind of turns me off as to their relationship. It just doesn't work for me. Now, the way that I feel that this could actually be a little bit more of an intriguing aspect is if you want to go and actually see these converging stories coming together, is that if there was a 3 collision course story between Charlie, Emma, and Daphne, if there was like no existing romance between like Charlie and Emma, but in its own way, there's almost like kind of like a love triangle without any romance or what have you, as all 3 characters are struggling with their own lives in comparison to their relationships romantically and family, then that would kind of be an interesting dynamic where it's like, Charlie is a con man, but he's got morals, and you have Emma, who is the law enforcement person who stands by that code. And you have Daphne, who actually is, a real criminal or what have you. And for whatever reason that their stories are converging, but, Charlie interacts with one this way, interacts with the other one this way, and they all don't meet up or know about each other for like maybe a few episodes or what have you, and then it kind of occurs. That it might be a little bit more of an interesting dynamic, but that's not the way we go. So the relationships in there is kind of boring, and the story isn't really kind of compelling. It's really kind of blah. For casual streamers, what you're going to go and actually be looking for is, if the acting and the story aren't compelling, the least you want to go and actually see is some cool heists or good action, right? And here's the thing, the show doesn't provide any action at all. It's not really happening in there. It's not like there's any fight scenes or choreography or anything like that. At least not in these first 2 episodes, it's not that. And the heists that they do go and actually present aren't really compelling. They aren't good. They would have probably been like top stories or top type of heists maybe about like 30 or 40 years ago, but not now, not in the day and age that we have, as far as being smarter as TV viewers, as well as the technology and things that we've actually seen or what have you. It's just not top-notch heists that you're just kind of used to, like, oh, that's slick or that's cool or whatever. It's just not really there. So the casual attachment to what they're doing, the intangibles that you would go and actually latch onto as a casual viewer, doesn't really materialize. So what does that leave for my verdict for The Company You Keep? 4 mains for people that are into crime dramas and heist shows and things like that. I'm going to go and actually say watch 1 episode. If you're a fan of any of these actors, it's worth it to tune in to see if their work compels you, that you might want to watch them just for them to go and actually work, because they're still trying, there's still effort done. It's not like they're horrible in it. It's just that I don't think that they work all well together. There also may be an improvement on storylines as the story continues to progress, and so maybe watching for your favorite characters might really engage you a little bit, so you can kind of really see if it's going to be your thing going forward. So I would say watch 1 episode if you're the target audience. Unfortunately for casual streamers, I'm probably going to go and actually say it's a skip it. I want to be able to suggest it, you know, Peter Petrelli, because that's who he's going to be called, because I can't pronounce his last name to save my life. He was in Heroes, and I really liked that, and I liked his character in that. I think he did a good job. William Fetchner, again, like I stated before, he's a great actor, and I like his previous work. And the other actors and actresses I know, you know, are veterans in the field, but just there's not enough believability here for it. And as a casual, if you're looking for heist and action, it's not there for you to grab onto, so there's not much for you to tune in. You're going to go and actually get better action out of other types of movies or series that are outside of this. So yeah, I think casuals will get bored with this rather quickly. So again, for main target audience, watch one episode, see how you feel about it. For casual viewers, it's a skip it. And that's what I have for The Company You Keep on Hulu and ABC. Check it out.
Do you want to get out of here?
Absolutely.
You stay with me the entire time. I appreciate you. You are the company that I keep. I want to keep on making these. It's fun. Watching all these different shows is so fun. If you liked anything that you heard here, please click like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Or watch one of the other videos that's, you know, being suggested to you by the algorithm and all that kind of good stuff. But till the next time, I'll holler at you. Take care of yourself.